going on, football fans? It's me, J.R. Clark, back again with another pound for pound. I really debated on even doing this, but I have to. I have to get it off my chest. I have to say what I'm feeling. I have to say what I think most of y'all are thinking. But most of all, I got to bring y'all my thoughts. And yes, I'm talking about the Deshuan Watson 11th hour, final minutes of the fourth quarter, switching his decision and going to the Browns. And ultimately, at the end of the day, it's all about money. Like, I don't, there's no other way to say it. Like, we were hearing reports yesterday that when the Panthers were supposedly out of it and the Browns were supposedly out of it, it was because of the contract negotiation. So, right there, that tells us that ultimately it came down to the money. It always does. It comes down to the money with Aaron Rodgers. It comes down to the money with everybody. Okay? So, let's get that out of the way. You know, I see a lot of people on Twitter talking about we fumbled the ball or we messed up or Terry and them, took an L. And those things are kind of true. Yeah, they took an L. We did miss out on this one. But I really feel in my heart that this was a blank-driven thing. He wanted to inject some excitement back into this fan base. And the Deshaun Watson aspect, like the fact that it presented itself like it did, that's something that he couldn't pass up on. The story wrote itself. Hometown kid comes back home to save the franchise. He was willing to overlook all the allegations that was dividing the fan base. I've seen content creators and writers hanging up over the team even wanting to talk to Watson. So it was a divisive thing. And with that being said, it's the worst came to fruition. That is, in the 12th hour, Watson pulls a bait and switch. Because I'm going to go ahead and call it. From all the reports I'm seeing, this is on Watson. This isn't on the Falcons. This isn't on blank. This isn't on Terry. This was on Watson changing his demands at the end. That's why he needed a few more days. Wanted to think about it over the weekend. No, he was trying to give everybody a chance to come to terms with the fact of what he was asking for. What he was asking for was $230 million fully guaranteed. Fully. That's a historic contract for the NFL. Nobody has ever gotten anything like that, anything close. Man didn't even play football last year and got allegations hanging over him. Definitely going to get suspended, but yet he won a fully guaranteed contract. Yeah, it was a full-on bait and switch. Now what that does, it'll leave egg on the face of the Atlanta Falcons. The fan base, the front office. Now people are calling for Terry and Arthur's head. When I honestly fully believe that it was Blank and McKay pushing this. Man, I'm not happy with this right now. And I'm trying not to get overly emotional, so to speak. But I had to bring it to you, Ross. And now the club has to crawl back to Matt Ryan and say, save us again. Save us from another QB controversy. You saved us from the Michael Vick controversy. Actually made us a respectable organization. A consistent contender. I put it out on Twitter when people were worrying about if we were going to trade A.J. Terrell or not. I didn't want to lose A.J. Terrell. But we all know that in this league, if you don't have an elite quarterback, you got nothing. So I understood why they were going after him. I got that. I completely understood. You had a potential Brett Favre to Aaron Rodgers situation. And yes, I am comparing Matt Ryan to Brett Favre. In the sense of he is probably a future Hall of Famer. No, he didn't win a ring, but he did win an MVP, and he's been a top 10 quarterback pretty much his entire career. So you were going from that to potentially another top 10 QB. So I understood it from a football standpoint. I wasn't real pleased with the off the field stuff. I was really hoping that they had done their due diligence. And I was going to trust them on that one. I guess that's one thing I ain't got to worry about now. But all week long, it was coming down to, it's the Saints and the Falcons, the Saints and the Falcons. You had guys on Twitter who I really felt like they had a source. Like, I know y'all know who I'm talking about. I don't think he was lying. He didn't gain anything by lying. As a matter of fact, he lost a lot more by putting his neck out there. So, I'm not even talking about that. You know, with the situation like it is, now what do you do if you're the Falcons? There's reports that they had a trade deal in place with the Indianapolis Colts. Can you pull that trigger now? Do you? I mean, I feel like you owe it to Ryan to try to put him on a contender, on a more stable team, because right now we ain't stable. I hate it, but we ain't. It's going to be at least another year or so before we can even get there. Now, the rest of this weekend's going to play out, and we're going to sign some more folks. There's already reports that we got Tyler Croft coming in on a visit. Right now, we still ain't got a number one wide receiver. Your number one from last year is down in Tampa. You don't have a number one wide receiver. You don't have a stable running game. Cordell Patterson's still in the win. They gambled a lot on this move. They wasted a lot of time on this move. You saw center after center get signed for pennies on the dollar. O-lineman after O-lineman that could have been brought in to be fixing this line for whoever was the QB, but no. You're out there chasing a chance. I don't mind it. I really don't. I'm not going to fault you for it. I understood. I completely understood. But where do you go from here? What do you do? How do you pick up the pieces? This right here is a legacy-defining thing for Terry Fontenot and Arthur Smith. How do you rebound from this? Do you extend Matt Ryan? Do you give him whatever he wants to try to make him happy? Do you trade him and get a rookie quarterback and just go ahead and throw yourself into the carousel, the QB carousel? I don't know, man. I just know you took a risk and it didn't pan out. I'm not mad at you for taking a risk, but I definitely don't like having egg on my face. Let me know how y'all feel about this. This is big, man. This is as big as losing a Super Bowl in a lot of ways. Because once again, we're made the laughing stock of the league. Not the Saints, us. I'm glad he didn't end up in the division. I really am. If he wasn't going to go to us, I'm glad he went to the Browns. But we're the ones that are getting egg on our face, not the Saints. Let me know how y'all feel about this. Let me know what y'all think we should do. We'll be back on either Sunday. I may release a video on Sunday, depending on what we do over the weekend. But we'll definitely be back on Tuesday with a live video. So I hope to see y'all there. Follow me on Twitter, Grim1128. Follow Toby D1991. You can check out all the draft work because all that stuff comes back into play now. All the work we've been doing on P4PATL.com. And always like, share, subscribe, tell your friends about it. We love y'all. And yeah, it's going to be interesting for the rest of this offseason. Anyway, as we always say, rise up.